What's going on, everybody? It's me, the GenX Pawpaw. This is the GenX Effect. It's day 9. Day 9 of this 30-day 1-minute video challenge that has been forced upon me by the source. Like, watch out for this dude. He is a pushy cat, man. He threatens you. He puts you in a bad situation. He gets pictures on you. You gotta be careful. The dude will make you do some things. But anyway, today is day 9. Today is National Name Yourself Day and also National Unicorn Day. It's also day 9 of my quitting smoking journey. So let's get into it. National Name Yourself Day. I'm not quite sure. I'm going to take it as it's written. I wouldn't rename myself. Yeah, I wouldn't rename myself. I like my name, Clint. You know, those of y'all that know, my name's Clint. I don't like my full first name, but that's a personal reason. It's not anything against the name itself. Only one person ever called me by my full first name, and he was a waste of space, and I just don't like to hear that name. The only other places I hear that name's in a hospital, in a courthouse, IRS, or some bills that come addressed to me. So either way, I don't like that damn name. Clint, I've always liked that name. I've always liked it. It's not rare, but it's unique. I've only met maybe 10 people or so in my life personally with that name. So it's kind of cool. I don't know. I've just always liked it. I don't know. I feel like I'm a Clint. So yeah, my mom, she named me after who I ended up finding out in my 30s was my dad. I found out he was my dad because I saw his obituary in the paper and he had my name, just a different last name. And I asked her, I remembered his first name and his last name. I just didn't know the two middle names he had was my actual first and middle name. So I was like, "Ooh, am I named after this guy?" I see he passed away. I remember him when I was tiny. I thought he was her foster dad or some shit, and it ended up being, no, it was more than that. She just didn't let me in on the whole deal. So, that's how I got that name. She named me after him, which is okay. I like to get to know the dude. He seemed to be all right. So yeah, I wouldn't rename myself. I guess if I had to rename myself, my youngest son, I named him Jared. And I've always I don't know, I always liked that name, Jared. So maybe if I rename myself, it would be that. But I wouldn't rename myself. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with it. I mean, I've had shitload of nicknames. Big Joker, so big I needed 2 G's to spell it. I don't know. My little brother used to call me Kenny when he was a baby. Well, when he was starting to talk, because he couldn't say Clint, so Kenny, and I was Kenny for a long time. And countless other little pet names I've been called. But nah, I like my name. I'm cool with it. I'm seeing somebody right now, and she speaks with an accent, and I like the way she says Clint. So, I'm going to stick with it. Yeah. National Unicorn Day. The only thing I know about that, I'm Scottish by heritage. I actually come from a line of chieftains in the Highlands. And the unicorn is the Scottish national animal. It's actually on the coat of arms. It's on my family coat of arms, but it's on the Scottish coat of arms. And on the Scottish coat of arms, on one side of the coat of arms is Scotland's national animal, the unicorn, and on the other side is England's the lion. And on my personal family coat of arms is the unicorn is on there as well. And so yeah, that's my link to unicorns. Other than that, I don't really have a link. I guess believing in magic, maybe. I do believe in magic. I do believe in forces not there and forces not seen. I feel them. Everybody's got their interpretation of what magic is. No, I can't walk through a wall, but I do believe things can, just not me. So, maybe that's my link to unicorns with my Scottish heritage. I don't know. I do believe in magic, and unicorns represent magic. Um, so yeah, that's the extent on that. So no, I would not rename myself. I like Clint. You know, you can keep calling me Gen X, Gen X Paw Paw, Gen X Effect, Clint. It don't really matter. Um, and yeah, unicorns. That's my little story about unicorns. I don't know what else to say about it. I don't study unicorns. I don't really know a whole lot about them. Um, my 9 days quit smoking journey. I had 5 cigarettes yesterday. I think something like that, give or take. Let's say 5. I don't think it's I don't think it's no give. I don't think it's over. Um, so I'm still doing well. I ain't stopped. Um, I did smoke Monday. I did smoke a small handful yesterday. I haven't smoked today. Um, Wait a minute. Yes, I'm sorry. I'm lying. I have. I've had a cigarette today. I had a cigarette this morning. I saved one of them from last night just so I could smoke it this morning. Um, but I'm still working on it, and I'm going to get it. I'm not like I'm disappointed that I haven't completely quit. That was what I wanted to be able to do. Um, but I'm doing it. It's no doubt in my mind. It's happening. It's slowly going to just before the end of this month. I will be cigarette free. I already I know this. I don't know how to say I know it, but I know it. Um, this is the most determination I ever had on quitting cigarettes ever, and it's just going to happen. No broccoli since Thursday night still, which is amazing. I would think that would be the one um, that I would have gave into by now, but I guess it's just easier to get my hands on cigarettes. I burned up all my broccoli. What I had left, I gave to somebody Thursday night, and yeah, got it away from me. I'm actually thinking about coming out here and throwing all my smoking devices and everything I have, just getting it out of the house. Um, I mean, I know I can always go buy papers quick, fast, and in a hurry, or buy some Optimos or some blunts or something, or a wrap. But I think getting it out of my house is a good move. Just kind of setting in my head, I'm done with it. We'll see. Um, I really do like the stuff. I'm mainly giving that up. I kind of wanted to try it, but I'm also mainly giving that up just to help me not smoke cigarettes. But we'll see. I can't. I don't feel as confident about the broccoli being a long-term thing as I do the cigarettes. But that's where I'm at. Um, Still working out. Still doing my walks. Um, I haven't been videoing my walks. I usually, when I do these videos, I've been trying to do them on my walk. But springtime, soccer kicked in down here at the ballpark. So when I go down there in the evenings now, it's just loaded with people, and there's just no way I can't concentrate. I could probably do the video, and y'all would probably hear me fine with everybody in the background, but my mind wanders too much. I'll be trying to video, and I'd be looking at everybody talking or somebody walking near me or something. I can't concentrate that way. It's nice when it's empty, but when it's not empty, yeah, it's just, I just think, maybe I got a little ADHD I'm not aware of. Um, but yeah, that's where I'm at with that. That's where I'm going, and that's day 9, man. So it's National Name Yourself Day, National Unicorn Day, day 9 of no smoking. Damn, I don't know what happened there. I damn near went down, leaned a little far. Still working out, still getting my walks in. Was telling my uncle yesterday, man, I got down on the floor to do push-ups yesterday. I hadn't done that with the workouts yet. And shit, I ain't done push-ups in a handful of years for sure. Um, and I did 40 push-ups. I did 4 sets of 10. And let me tell you, I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed. It was so hard. It was so hard. I mean, I really had to convince myself to do that last set. Um, I felt it on the first one, but that last set, man, I'm a 330-pound cat. That got to me. But it was very shameful. I was just thinking, if I tell any men this, if they're just going to ask for my man card back, like The average decent shaped man should be able to do 40 straight, and I did 4 sets of 10. It killed me, man. But I'm going to do something about that. I'm going to take it up. I want to get back up to where I can do 50 and then do 50. Um, I'm not a young man no more, so I'm not worried about pushing it too hard, but I would like to be able to do 50 straight push-ups before I need to take a break. Um, but in my workout's cheap. I don't have no workout equipment, so I got some logging chains over here I live. I wrap them around my hands and stuff, and I do curls with them. I do overheads with them. I do wingets with them. I got some truck batteries over there with handles on them, and I curl with them, and I wing with them. And I'll tell you what, them truck batteries will get you. I wish I had a couple car batteries, especially when I'm doing them wings, because. But I got to do what I got to do for right now. I don't have no equipment. I might get some equipment. I might get a bench or something. I don't know, or at least some dumbbells and barbells. I'd like to, but I just live a situation. I live with people. I rent a room from them. I rent this garage, and just not worried about having a whole lot of stuff here. I already got a pile of tools here, and I always think about it. If something happens to me, like will my kids know what's mine and what's theirs, and I don't know. I just ain't worried about having a whole lot of stuff here. But I don't know. Maybe I'll get a barbell, and a couple dumbbells, and maybe a curl bar or something. I don't know. We'll see. But that's where I'm at with everything. That's my thoughts on National Name Yourself Day. If you got a cool name for me, drop it in the comments. If you got an uncool name for me, drop it in the comments. Otherwise, that's all I got, y'all. Y'all have a great Wednesday. I'll see you tomorrow on day 10. Not quite sure what tomorrow is. I looked at the schedule, but it all kind of starts blurring together. So I'll see you tomorrow on day 10. And yeah, that's it. I love y'all. Till next out.